Welcome, everyone. My name is Sheila Gold. I am the Assistant Dean of Recruitment and Admissions for the School of Professional Advancement at Tulane. And I am joined by my colleague, Ann Conlon, who is making all the tech magic happen and will be responding to some of your questions in the chat if you have some questions along the way. So we're thrilled that you're here today. We know that this is probably smack dab in the middle of a very busy day. So we try to be very efficient with these webinars. They take about 20 minutes. And for those of you who might have questions, you can drop them in the chat at the bottom of the screen. Or if you would prefer to email me afterwards, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to share my contact information at the end of this webinar, and you can email me after, and I'm happy to answer your questions that way. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what the School of Professional Advancement offers on the graduate level. So we often get asked, what is the School of Professional Advancement? What does that name mean? Tulane University is made up of 10 schools, one of which is the School of Professional Advancement. So the School of Professional Advancement is actually the third oldest school at the university. And its mission for 130 years has been to educate adult learners or non-traditional learners, meaning that if you're a student who's interested in pursuing a degree and you're somewhat other than the traditional 18-year-old just graduated from high school, going to college, getting a degree. If you're a working adult, if you're married, if you need online courses, that sort of student is who we cater to. So we're very excited to share that tradition with you today and share some of the things that we think makes our school special and why we think that you'll enjoy pursuing your graduate education at our school. Next slide, please. So we are located on the Uptown campus, which is the main campus of Tulane University. That's a picture of our building right there on the upper right. We're in the Richardson building. We occupy the second floor of that building. That's where you'll find most of our administration and some of our advising, some of our advisors. We have a big student lounge with the big mural that says "Where You Belong." That was actually designed by some of our undergraduate digital design students. They made that design for one of their classes, and we loved it so much that we actually commissioned them to paint it on the wall. We even have cups with that logo on it too. But if you're ever on campus and you just want to plop down or have a place to study or meet with a professor, you certainly can come do that. And then, of course, there's some other pictures of our campus, our famous bead tree, where students throw Mardi Gras beads after going to parades. And we are located on St. Charles, right in front of the streetcar line. So oftentimes students are like, okay, School of Professional Advancement, but like, is it a Tulane degree? Absolutely. Like I said, we are one of 10 schools that make up the university. And this is a picture of what your diploma will look like when you receive your degree. So it'll say Tulane University, the School of Professional Advancement, your name, and then the degree that you earned. So we say Tulane programs with Tulane faculty, and you get a Tulane degree. So this is what you need to focus on to keep your eye on the prize, because at the end of all of this, you'll receive your Tulane diploma. So some of the things that we're going to discuss in this webinar today are our graduate programs, a little bit about our faculty and what we think make our faculty special at SoPA. We're going to talk about the learning experience that you'll have taking graduate courses, how we support our students all the way through to graduation, and then we'll talk a little bit about the application process and students who qualify for certain tuition discounts. Hopefully all of you will qualify. Okay, so a little bit about our faculty. The majority of our faculty at the School of Professional Advancement are what we call professors of practice. And that means that these are professionals who actually work in the field that they teach. So they're not necessarily full-time professors. They're full-time practitioners out in the field, and then they teach for us so that they can bring their knowledge to you in the classroom. So, for instance, one of the professors in our public administration program is Ashley Hand. Ashley's full-time job is the director of strategic communications for Kansas City. But she comes and she teaches in our public administration program, and she can tell you how public administration is actually applied to the city of Kansas City so that you can learn how to actually put into practice what you're learning in the classroom. Similarly, Derek Bose also teaches in our emergency and security program, and he is the chief administrative officer for the flood authority of the state of Louisiana. So if you want to talk about emergency management, you're learning from a professional emergency manager. Tyra Mitchell is one of our professors of practice. She has her doctorate in physical therapy, and she used to be the chief physical therapist at Ochsner. Those of you who are not from Louisiana, Ochsner is one of the two main health organizations here in Louisiana, and she was the chief of physical therapy for them. And Ralph Russo is our director of our cyber and IT program. Ralph is a full-time faculty member, but his background is he's a former NYPD officer, and after 9/11, he helped NYPD put together their very first cybersecurity unit. So he takes all of that practical knowledge and builds the curriculum for you all to learn. So you all are learning from the absolute best professionals who are doing the work that you eventually want to do when you graduate. So here is an example. Amanda Fennell, and I know that you all can read, but I'm going to read this to you because she does it so well. She teaches in our IT program and cybersecurity program. She says, as a cybersecurity leader, I feel it's vital to prepare our professionals, which are you all, the students, through practical experience, which is why I incorporate my day job into my classes at night. So that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. She takes all of her professional experience and then she teaches the next generation of learners, which is you all. Okay, so there are two different ways that you can take classes at the School of Professional Advancement. At the graduate level, you can pursue a master's degree, or if you're not interested in dedicating that much time and you want to get knowledge, but you want to get it much more quickly, you can get a graduate certificate. And a graduate certificate is generally 4 courses. You can take them in probably 2 semesters, which is less than a full calendar year. And you can gain knowledge in a very specific area with just a graduate certificate. Now, one of the good things about a graduate certificate is that they're stackable into a master's degree. So if you get your graduate certificate and you're like, you know what, I'm enjoying going to school so much, I want to continue on to the full master's degree, the 4 courses that you took for your certificate can be applied towards your master's degree. And so a certificate is about a third of a master's degree. So you're already a third of the way there. So the master's degrees that we offer are cybersecurity, emergency management, homeland security studies, IT management, sports studies, a master's of liberal arts, a master's of public administration, a master in teaching, and then we have 4 different MEDs, which is a master's of education in 4 different areas: equity-centered education leadership, learning experience design, special education, and teaching English learners. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is about our graduate certificates. So like I said, you can get just a graduate certificate and you can complete those with about 4 courses. And if you're interested in going further, you can stack it into the master's degree. So it's just an option about how much time you want to dedicate towards your education. Okay, so these are the graduate certificates that we offer. They fall into all of the different areas that we offer a full master's degree. But if you're interested in just a very specific knowledge area, so for instance, if you are interested in working in nonprofit and philanthropy and you don't want to get the full master's of public administration, you can get a certificate just in nonprofit profit and strategic philanthropy. If you are an educator and you're not quite into getting the full master's, but you want to get a certificate in special ed, you can do that. Same thing for you might not want to get the full kinesiology masters, but you may be interested in just sport coaching. So these are different ways that you can pursue your educational goals. All right. So we feel like the learning experience that we provide students is a little bit different than other schools that you may be looking at. We really try to create different experiences for students in the classroom. All of our graduate work is online, but you will have class time that you will have to attend, although it will be in a virtual format, very much like what we're doing now. So you don't have to drive to a building, but there will be 3 to 4 classes during the course of a semester where you will I say Zoom in, but it's not through Zoom. It's through Canvas, our learning portal, where you will attend classes like this. The rest of the time, you will have interactive, different experiences to complete your assessments for the rest of the semester. So oftentimes there will be small group work. You might have scenarios that you need to work through and turn a project in to your professor. You might have different interactive learning experiences. So some of our professors have actually created virtual experiences where students will go into a virtual environment. They'll work through a series of different scenarios, come up with a conclusion, and that is what they will turn in as their homework that week. So instead of writing a paper or maybe answering a discussion on a blog, you're actually in the metaverse and you've created an avatar of yourself and you've worked through different challenges, and whatever you've done to get to the end of the challenge will be what you turn in for your homework. Another thing that our faculty do, so that's it, that's the metaverse at the top. Another different way of offering the curriculum to our students is oftentimes our faculty will record a blog, so or a webinar, so you can listen to 20 minutes of like a podcast as you're driving to work. You can listen to 20 more minutes of the podcast as you're driving back from work. You can listen to the last 20 minutes while you're cooking dinner. So instead of sitting down and having to read like some articles, you'll be able to listen to it. And that's just a different interactive way that our students can interact with the curriculum that we find caters to different learning styles and sort of mixes it up. So it's not the same thing week after week. All right. Another thing that I think differentiates our programs from other schools that you may be looking at is we are very committed to our students being successful. We're not just interested in our students getting admitted to the school. We want to see you graduate and get that diploma that we looked at just a few slides earlier. So, any of our students who attend SoPA, you will have multiple different levels of support. You will have 2 different advisors. One is an academic advisor, and they will help you pick your courses. They can tell you what courses to take which semester. If you've registered for 2 courses and you feel like it's too much, they can help you drop down to 1 course. If you need to take a semester off, they can help you do that. I mean, they're there to help you with all of those things. You'll also have a faculty advisor. And once again, remember, all of our faculty actually work in the field that you're studying. So this person's more of a professional mentor. So if you're going through your certificate or degree program and you find that you're really interested in a specific area, you can meet with your faculty advisor and be like, how do I get a job doing this particular thing? and they can help point you in the direction of where you want to go. So our students find that our faculty open up doors for them and help them get jobs after graduation. We also have our own dedicated career advisor at SoPA, and this is a professional that doesn't work with any other students on campus other than ours. So we don't have to share her with anybody else. And she is very helpful with students, helping them put their resumes together, their LinkedIn page together. She often gets job postings before they get posted on national website, and she will push that out to our students. So our students often will get to apply for a job a day or two before sort of the rest of the country even knows that that job is going live. Um, She's also available to help our students. If you have a job interview and you want to practice, you want to do a practice interview, you can set up some times with her and she'll do a practice interview with you, and help you and give you some feedback so that you'll feel very prepared when your day for your interview comes. All right. Another thing that we offer our students, which can help you save time and money towards your degree, if you are pursuing a master's degree and you've been working in the field that you're actually studying, and there's a course that you have to take, and you're like, you know what? I actually have expertise in that area already. I've been doing that professionally. You can meet with your advisor and say, I would like to get credit for prior learning for this course that we have to take. And if you can demonstrate through a paper and through meeting with your advisor and a couple other things that you already have the knowledge, if you meet the knowledge objectives that are on the syllabus for the course that you're supposed to take, then they will give you credit for that course and you don't have to take it. So you can do that for up to two different courses at the graduate level, and that can save you time towards graduation and also money in tuition. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about affordability in different areas and groups of folks who we hope you will be, so that you can receive a 20% tuition discount. So, our tuition rate for fall for the semester that we're in right now is $3,738 per course. Roughly, there's 11 classes to complete a graduate certificate, or four, I mean, a graduate degree, or four courses to complete a graduate certificate. There are a couple exceptions. The MAT in teaching is at a different rate, which is $1,926 per course, as well as the special ed in teaching English learner certificates. So if you're interested in those are at a different price point. Um, we do offer several financial aid options to our students. I encourage every one of you to fill out the FAFSA form, which is the federal form for financial aid. Fill that out as you're filling out your application for admissions. The FAFSA form has lots of different pieces to it, so it's not a quick process. And see if you qualify for any federal loans. We do offer, like I said on the slide before, credit hours for work and life. So hopefully that will apply towards your graduate degree. If you are transferring any credits as a graduate student, we offer a $1,500 transfer scholarship. So just for transferring credits, you'll get $1,500. That'll be $500 off your first three semesters. And then we have an early enrollment scholarship. And this is super easy. You just register for classes by an early enrollment date, and you'll get $500 off your first semester. For those of you who are interested in the Masters of Art in Teaching, there is a $5,000 stipend for those who commit to teaching in Orleans Parish after you graduate. There are also several categories of students who we automatically offer a 20% tuition discount to. So if you are active duty or a veteran, if you are an alum of Tulane, if you already have a Tulane degree, If you are a graduate of an HBCU or a minority serving institution, if you already have a degree from one of those, if you are active or retired federal, state, or local emergency services or law enforcement, so EMT, fire, police, that's sort of that level of emergency management. If you were a member of PTK, Phi Theta Kappa, you can get the 20% discount. If you are a school teacher, a K through 12 school teacher, if you work for the state of Louisiana, if you're over 60 years old, or if you're a member of one of our partner agencies. And you would probably know if you're a member of our partnership agencies, but if not, there's a page on our website that will show you those agencies. So hopefully, so do you have to work for 2 or 3 years to get the stipend. I don't know if there is a time limit for how long. I think if you're a current Orleans Parish employee and you can show that you are, then you get the 20% discount. I don't think you have to have worked for 2 or 3 years. Okay, next. All right, so our application. So our application lives on our website, sopa.tulane.edu. There's a big button at the top that says apply. Click that button. It'll ask you if you want undergraduate or graduate. You all want graduate, so click that and then fill out the rest of the application. At the graduate level, we will need you to send in transcripts from any school where you received undergraduate or graduate credit. So all transcripts. We do not require the GRE or any other kind of standardized test. We will need a writing sample. There are 2 or 3 different questions that prompt you to do a writing sample, and then we'll need you to upload your resume. You will need to send us a picture of an ID. For most people, you can just take your phone and take a picture of your license and upload that. And then there is a $50 application fee, but we waive that for anybody who has attended a webinar. So that's our thank you to you all for taking time out in the middle of a Thursday. So when you submit your application, we will automatically waive that fee. If any of you all have already applied and paid that fee, please email me after this webinar and I can refund that $50 for you. It's very easy to do, so do not feel shy about that. Yes, that is correct, Robin. The MLA is not online. That is correct. Okay. So, some deadlines. I applied but have not paid. Mariel, just go ahead. Well, we capture your attendance at this. So if you've already submitted your application, we will waive that fee for you. Okay. So some deadlines. This is our last bit of information to share with you. If you apply and then register for classes by these dates, you'll receive $500 off your first semester. So the semester that's coming up is our spring semester, which starts in January. If you apply and enroll in classes by December 1st, so you still have 3 weeks, you'll get the $500 scholarship. For summer, our application deadline is May 1, but if you apply and register for classes by April 25th, you'll get the $500 scholarship. And then we also have a late session, which is a June 1 deadline. If you're interested in applying for the fall, our application deadline is August 1, but you don't have to wait that long. You can apply now. And if you register for classes by June 1, then you'll get the early enrollment scholarship. So there's no reason to wait. We read applications on a rolling basis. So just go ahead and apply, get registered for classes. And we're currently enrolling and registering for spring and summer right now. So you can go ahead and apply and register for both of those semesters. Okay. Okay, how long did they take to make a decision? Usually about 2 weeks. So go ahead and get your application in. And then Sarah, that question, you really, if you'll email me after this, I'm gonna connect you with Claudine Davis, who's the head of our education programs, and she can talk to you about if you just want the learning design component and you already have an MED, the certificate is probably the direction you should go. But let me connect you with Claudine and she can really talk you through. All right. So I work for the health department. I believe the health department qualifies for the 20% discount. So yes. Okay, everybody. My contact information is in front of you, sgold@tulane.edu. Please email me if you have any other questions. I love to hear from students. We are also going to send you an email tomorrow thanking you for attending this webinar, and there will be a recording of this webinar attached. So if you want to rewatch it or send it to a friend who couldn't make the webinar today, we are happy to have you do that. But we thank you all for being on the webinar today. And we certainly hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.